Hello, this is Blue Joe Saunders, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Subscribe to Sporting Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
Now, you guys may have seen the video earlier on with James DeGale. If you haven't, go do so and subscribe while you're there, of course. James DeGale, he's going to be fighting at the end of the month, and this will be on the Ortiz-Molina card, and this will be over there in Los Angeles, California, as well, along with the likes of Joe Joyce and Cody Davis and others. So James DeGale is going to be fighting then. Now, news just broke now that Chris Eubank Jr. is also going to be fighting, but he's going to be fighting on the World Boxing Super Series final, and that will be on the undercard of George Groves and Callum Smith, and he's going to be taking on JJ McDonough. And of course, it's be over in Saudi Arabia and that as well, of course. So JJ McDonough is 16 wins and 4 defeats. So this is a comeback fight for Chris Eubank Jr. Let's see how much he's improved since his loss, which was actually his last fight to George Groves in the semi-final of the World Boxing Super Series after a very, very impressive start against Avni Yildirim. So he's going to be taking on JJ McDonough. This isn't going to be any kind of title or anything like that, but this is also a backup as well, because we know Chris Eubank Jr., he's the backup for if George Groves or Callum Smith can't make it to the final, so if they get injured in camp or whatever the case may be, Chris Eubank Jr. will step in to replace one of those. So he's training for this card anyway, so he may as well have a fight. Now, I also told you guys earlier on today that I know this for a fact, a hardcore fact, that Chris Eubank Jr. will actually be fighting James DeGale in December. Now, I know a few people said, but we heard that it's going to be Rocky Fielding fighting James DeGale or Rocky Fielding fighting Chris Eubank Jr. Now, as much as I would like either of those fights, to be fair, Rocky Fielding, because he beat Tyrone Zoiga for the WBA regular super middleweight title, he's contractually obliged to give Zoig a rematch. So he's waiting for confirmation of that one. But even if Zoiga doesn't activate that rematch, Rocky Fielding is still obliged to fight a Team Sauerland fighter. So it doesn't matter which way you do it, Rocky Fielding will be fighting a Team Sauerland fighter anyway. So that will pretty much rule him out, unless of course Eddie Hearn can swing something. Now, because not all details are finalised and set, and because if it was, it would be officially announced, right? There is a chance that this fight won't happen, of course there is. But I've been told by someone who does know for a fact about James DeGale that he is actually going to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. So this is clearly a fight for Chris Eubank Jr. and another one across the water there for James DeGale around this time, so both of these guys can get into the peak condition to fight each other. So anyway, I can get that news out there for you, that Chris Eubank Jr. will be fighting on the George Groves and Callum Smith World Boxing Super Series Super Middleweight Final for the Muhammad Ali Trophy, all that kind of stuff. And if neither of those fighters get injured, then Chris Eubank Jr. will in fact take on JJ McDonough, who is an Irishman and has a record of 16 wins and 4 losses. So anyway, drop your thoughts below about it, click that thumbs up and subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.